everybody, it's the FarmSim guy here. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to Middleburgh. Now, if you remember in the last episode, we were kind of hoping to get that hay off the field at the top, but rain slowed us down a little bit, so we are back. The sun is shining now. It's a rather nice morning, so we're going to get that job done. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drop this cultivator in the shed before we head up there, and then we're going to head up. The Allis is up there with the windrower, and we will probably send that back to the yard and we'll use the John Deere for the baling. Now, if you remember in the last episode, by the time we've got the hay in, we are going to be able to get the carers because that's all the constituent parts we needed. So I have found a feed mixer, quite a nice little one actually. I actually found two, but one of them I can't really work out how it's working. Can't seem to load it up, so we are going to leave that one and go with the one that does work. But we've got a clever little way of getting things sorted at relatively low cost, I think. I'm sure you guys will let me know if you think otherwise. But what we'll do, we'll head up here, we'll swap the Allis and the John Deere over, and we'll get started. So here we are. We're in the second field over to the right here. Go around this corner, we'll see the mower that's still parked up. There it is, under the trees. There's the baler and the trailer. And there's the Allis with the windrower. So we'll just reverse up and get this close enough. There we go. That's looking good. And then we'll get out of the way so the Allis can get past us and head home. Now, I did talk about putting a shed up here, and I'm still thinking of doing that, but something like the windrower, especially with our small combine as well, I think that's something that could be used down at the farm. Now, for ease, I am going to use the brilliance of auto drive here just to send me down the road, and we'll pick it up later. There you go. That Allis has been a bit of a trooper, hasn't it? It needs a wash. I definitely do need to buy a pressure washer now. Right. I love this setup for baling. Very dirty as well. We need to get things sorted here. There we go. We've got it up and running. Lowered down. Now, we have got a little bit of straw left. It looks like it's just converted itself to hay, which is quite nice. There we go. First bale out. And it is green. So it has worked. I am going to switch it from transporting position to operating position as well, and then off we go. So we'll push on for a little bit. This may take a little bit of time. It's quite a big field. Let's see if we can get around the whole field or need to unload first. We'll soon find out. It does churn out these bales pretty quick though. And there we go, headland's done. Now, you may have noticed that the pickup header on this is really, really narrow, so I have left quite a few bits straggling around the outside. Now, I'm kind of hoping I might be able to sweep up some of those as I go on the up and down rows and pick up some of the bits on the end, but the reality is I might just have to leave some of it on the field, but it's not a huge issue when you look at the amount of bales that we've already produced. There is a good crop of grass in here, so we'll charge on, we'll try and get a few more rows done and see where we are after that. So look, even now I can swing down here and just pick up some of these bits on the edge of the row on the way past, hopefully. So we should be able to get most of it. But crikey, that trailer's full already, isn't it? So here we go. We have got 150 bales on the trailer. 151 now, so our last couple of bales just about to be added. And then we are done. Can't get any more on here. So what we'll do, we shall disconnect the trailer. We'll roll the baler forward slightly. It's probably going to launch a bale out of here if we're not careful. Yep, there it goes. That's fine. We'll disconnect that. We'll come back for that bale at the end. When we bring the trailer back, we're going to take this down to the yard. I'm going to unload it in the shed on the opposite side from where we've got our straw bales. Then we'll come back and we'll finish this field off. Now, I was trying to do a montage in this field. It doesn't really work because you've got to be so precise with the pickup on this baler that it's not that easy. So we're going for a good old-fashioned time lapse, but it means you can see that trailer filling up quite nicely, which is quite good. Now here we are nearing the farm. Now just through the trees there you can see the two fields that we prepped in the last episode. I've got to make a decision at some point what I put in those, and I'm scratching my head, to be honest. Do I think we need more corn? I'm not sure at the moment, so possibly some canola. We could get some oil going. I want to use the productions as much as I can in this series. Or we go for some barley or some wheat for some chicken feed, and we start looking at getting some chickens in the coop that is sitting behind that big vehicle shed there. So things to consider definitely going forward. But for now, let's just whip this around here. We might just have to move the Allis out of the way slightly. Now, I've just gone to put the Allis away, and I remember that there is a little bit of a conflict with that John Deere, that it doesn't let you unload that trailer very well. So we'll get the Allis again, and we'll try again. Right, here we go. Reverse up. My frame rate's a bit odd here. I don't know if it's because I've got so many bales in the one spot. I'll wait and see. The dream here, if I can get this straight before I unload. Right up against the wall, like so. Now if I do Y to unload the bales, there we go, we move them over, move them down, and Y, unload bales here, and then we reverse out of the way, nice and slow so we don't concertina up the trailer. Oh, she's going a bit, see if I can correct it, hitting bales. There we go, that'll do me. Had to get it out of the way without clipping those bales. Then we'll roll this around and drop it off. And the John Deere can take it back to the field. There we go, one load. Done. Right, back again. We'll get everything hooked up. And we'll try and get this field done ASAP. Because our next job, probably to think about planting those two fields. I was going to say we'll put the cows in first, but we'll see. We'll make a decision when we get back. I think we plant some stuff. We go and sell some of the whiskey, because we're going to need to bring some seed back as well from town, so we'll need to do that as well. So that might be the best thing to do to start with, and then we'll finish off the episode by getting the cows sorted. Right, let's get hooked up to the baler here. Let's get on with it. Got our bale that we dumped on the ground before, back on the trailer. We're in the right setting. So let's spin everything up and let's get on with it. Go, that didn't take long, did it? At all. I know there's quite a few bits on the field. To be honest, if you even added all of these up, it'd probably come to the equivalent of 1 or 2 bales if that, so I'm not too bothered about it, although it just kind of upsets me from my OCD perspective, but we'll just have to deal with it. There actually is quite a little bit of a strip here we might pick up, but it still probably won't be enough for a bale. But we are done, we have baled that relatively quickly I think, so pleased about that. We'll just run along here, let's see if we can get another, see if we can eke another bale out of this. It would be nice if we could. Oh, not even close. But, oh no, 20% left. Now 15, okay, we will. We'll go until we've got another bale, and then we'll finish up. But I'm going to run this back down to the yard, and like I said, we really need to buy a pressure washer. Everything's looking horrendously bad on the farm, very messy. Maybe we'll go old school and get a hose pipe rather than pressure washer. There we go. We are done. Lift the pickup. Let's fold the bale back in. Oh, there's a bale loaded. Right, so we need to unload the baler. Why? It's going to launch it off the side, probably. Okay, it's not launched them off the side. Let me turn it back on and see what happens. That's what I wanted to happen. There we go. Done. Now, if we fold it up, yep, it's letting us do it now. Right. Back to the yard. We'll see you down there. Right, here we are. Back at the yard. The old John Deere. Oh, just creeping up the hill there, look at that. Down to 13 miles an hour on the slope there. We'll leave the trailer here. There we go. And we'll run the baler over to the shed. And we'll get the Allis hooked up and get those unloaded. Right, let's get this lined up. And then that's another tick in the box. We are done. We went a million miles off. Oh, look at that. We didn't change. We didn't change the position. So we've got a mixture now. That's okay. End of the day, it's all going into the TMR mixer anyway, so we can live with that. Just spoils my nicely neat, organised shed, but I'm okay with that. We'll live to fight another day. Okay, reverse out. Park this up somewhere as well. And then I believe we've got some whiskey already loaded up on the truck. So we will run that down and get it sold. We'll find out who's got the best price. And we'll run that down, because actually that will help us fund our planter that I have found. But there we go, all loaded up. I have to say, actually, I have added Loki's Autoload script to this truck with a little bit of help from Loki himself, but it works really, really well and cuts down on time immeasurably. So we will use that probably a little bit more going forward. Actually, I know we've got a lot of rolled barley still sitting, waiting to be delivered, so we may take advantage of being down in town and ship some of that over to get produced into legitimate whiskey as well, because the more of this we do, the more money we're going to make. Right, we will see you in town. So there it is, just over on our right there across the river. So this should be a nice little earner. The price is going down, $3,200 per 1,000 litres at the moment, which isn't its peak. But it's not a million miles off, and look, we are right opposite the load point for the rolled barley. So we'll get this over the sell point, get it sold quickly, and we'll go and grab some rolled barley. There we go, unloading already. Money ticking up rather fast, which is nice to see. 56k. There we go, 13,000 in sold products. Not bad for just 4 pallets. And I believe by the time we get back to the farm there'll be another 4 pallets waiting for us as well, and that's before we've even looked at the legit whiskey that we're making over at the distillery. So let's grab some more rolled barley and get that over there too. In fact, if there's whiskey sitting there, we'll grab that and bring it back as well. Let's try and get as close as we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go. And another 4 of spawn. There is so much there. Honestly, considering buying a trailer for that. Right, here we are at the distillery. I'm genuinely thinking quite hard now about buying a trailer. That's wine production, we don't want that. Yeah, just the volumes we're moving around here are quite high, and I think it's only going to continue. So let me get the right one again. Production. We should roll these over here. There we go, straight in. Lovely job. Now there is, yes, see? There is quite a lot here, so we're going to sell this straight away on the way back, and we'll maybe run a couple more loads. Here we go. Back at the B&B, they must be getting through some serious amounts of whiskey with their guests. Get this unloaded. We will run another load back to the distillery, and probably bring another load of whiskey back, because we've got to drive past this place. It makes sense to do that while we're here. And then I guess we'll go and pick up some seed. There we go. Another 4. Now, we didn't bring that much barley down here. I'm impressed how much rolled barley it's produced, and actually how much whiskey is produced from that amount of rolled barley as well. So I do think we maybe didn't realise how lucrative this was, but it bodes well for the future. It's going to give us a nice little earner that's going to help us fund some new machinery, which is great. So we'll benefit from it that way, definitely. There we go, roll over the production point, like so. Get those unloaded. Just roll around here, pick up some of this whiskey. Look, another 4 barrels have arrived already since we were last here. There we go. And hopefully more will appear soon as well, so lots going on here. There we go. Past the rolled barley, which looks like it's starting to fill up again. And into here. Now, I've just had a bit of a decision in my head while we were driving along there. I think I've just found out what we're going to plant in those 2 fields. And it's going to be wheat for the purposes of selling it for beer. That's the plan for those 2 fields. And then the 2 soybean fields, which we're about to harvest next month, that is where we will plant maybe more soybeans, or maybe sunflowers for oil in there. So yeah, we're going to be using the productions a little bit to help us out for sure. Right, let's head along here and back to the farm. Now, on our way back to the farm, we will stop at the dealership and we will pick up some seed and some fertilizer, dry fertilizer. Don't have the ability to make our own yet, but again, something maybe to consider in the future. But for now, we have just made quite a little bit of money out of whiskey, so it makes sense. We could buy it in bulk from the suppliers here, but again, limited means of getting it back to the farm at the moment, so I'm going to just this time buy a couple of big bags to get us started, but maybe think a little bit more laterally about how we can get that to work later on. There it is, I've just missed the turn. The brakes on this are questionable at best. Right, that's us on our way back to the farm. I did actually pop in and just have a chat with the dealer there. They said they've already popped up and dropped off our seeder, so we should be able to get straight into and get this started as soon as we're back. One thing I do want to do though is add some dual wheels to the back of the John Deere, so we'll do that as well, and then we are sorted. Right, here we are back at the yard, and there it is. Look at that. Looking resplendent there. Now, I might just leave these big bags on here for now, and we can do an instant fill on them. Yep, that's probably the best thing to do. But before that, did you hear the cough and the splutter of that engine? How good was that? For that, we will put our joules on this tractor. Right, here we go. Now, I have just noticed that our nitrogen is poor on this and the field over the road. Obviously, we've got fertiliser in here, so that will turn it green as we plant, which is very, very helpful. But I think our pH is pretty poor as well, so we'll need to get some lime on this. Now, we're going to do a test here. We'll plant this field first, or seed this field first, and then we'll put lime on it. And the other one over the road, we won't plant today. We will put the lime on that first and see if it makes a difference. See if it has an impact on the yield. I'm not sure if it will or not, but it'll be a good test. But our guy's going here. We are running nicely. Let's see how we get on. Right, our worker friend here is going very nicely in the field. Covered a lot of ground already. We're going to leave them to it, and what we're going to do is we're going to head back up to the farm and we're going to talk about what we're going to do with the cows. So here are the two options that I found. So in animal feed mixes we have got the Rostelmash KT10. Nice size, nice price. Maybe not really what I was looking for. I was looking for something even older than that, but that'll probably work pretty well. I'm quite happy with that. Maybe not exactly in keeping with what we wanted. The other option, and it's not in here, the other option is in here, and it is the Ubla, hope I'm pronouncing that right, ride-on. So this is a small one that you can actually get into small sheds. Now, I did give this a try beforehand. Now, what you can't do is get, or I couldn't get hay or straw into it and fill it up from the top. I could only fill it using Easy Dev. So I'm going to have a little bit more of a play with that. It takes 4,000 litres, so it could have been perfect. But as we are at the moment, I know that the Rostelmash one works well. The other thing we've considered is here, the hay buster, originally by Misfit Toys, converted to 22 by Diniz Farms, is if the Rostelmash doesn't accept bales, we can start this hay buster up, which will grind our bales down before we put them into the forage mixing wagon. So I'm kind of hoping it will take the bales, because this is expensive, 20k. We would absolutely lease this in the start point. I've got the new mod in that came out in the mod hub today, actually, where you can lease to buy. So further down the line, we'd maybe buy that if we need it. But I'm kind of hoping we can put bales in here and it will convert them. But we will see. That is one of the tests we're going to do. So let's buy that right now and give it a go. Right. Outside the shed, let's grab a bale and just do a little test. If it registers, we will know. Pull up the menu. It has registered. Excellent. So now we know that's going to work. I will grab a couple of the green ones. Put these over here. And this is the reason I wanted to use small bales, because actually, on the scale we're doing it, we don't need a big mechanised operation. We just need to be able to get the cows fed as and when we need to. So let's drop, I think, 2 hay in. Crikey. Yeah, let's go with another hay. And then we should be able to top the rest up. Silage, let's give it a go. We just need to be careful that we don't overfill it. Might need to come back for a bit more hay and straw, but we'll see. Let's throw it in here and see what happens. Gotta make sure we get all our bars green, don't we? So, we're only 29% full. So, I'm going to have to make some guesstimates here. Let's do something like that. 50%. I'll be feeling bold now. Right, let's go to 70%. Now, straw is still okay, because really there's a bit of a bulking agent there. I think we'll throw a couple more hay bales in. So hay looks like we're going to get through the hay a lot quicker than we're going to get through the straw. So certainly the next time we do grass work, it's going to be for hay bales rather than silage. Nice that you can see the measurement outside of the vehicle as well. I do like that. There we go. Another hay bale. I hope I've left enough space for this. There we go. I'll work out how much. So 84%. I'm okay with that. Maybe we'll put a little bit more straw in. We'll bulk it out. Let's get rid of some of these straw bales. We're going to have a lot of them otherwise. Plus it tidies the place up a bit. There we go. Everything's green. We are 96% full. I think that's not bad. 11,500 litres. So it's a 12,000 litre forage wagon. So let's head over here. Let's buy some cows. So it's 1,500 per cow. Do you know what we'll do? Let's buy 10 of those. And let's buy some babies as well. Will we go Swiss with them all, or we'll have a mixture? No, we'll have a mixture, shall we? Let's buy 20 babies. There we go. 30k still left in the bank. Not bad. But equally, we've got some cows. Now hopefully, we've got enough here to fill this up. So just checking the animals here. Either this is a massive capacity yard, I think it's quite big, or these cows are going to eat a lot of TMR. But by my reckoning, looking at this, I'm going to just put another load in just to be safe, and we'll keep tabs on it from there. Now obviously those bales that we put in have gone. They're not showing up on the menu here, so I think that's just a visual glitch. What we'll do, we'll top this up to, I don't know, I'm going to say around about 60% this time, based on what we just saw. And we'll go with hay and straw again to bulk it out. Might need to go a little bit higher, but 60 might work, and then we'll see what we get to from there. Right, one more hay bale in, and then we'll throw a couple of straw bales in for good measure, just to see how it balances things out. That one didn't even register in there, did it? And I can't get it out. I'm interested to see if they'll disappear when I log out of the game, actually. So we shall see. Now this might mean that we're full. I think the trailer's full. That's the problem here. Yeah, we're at 100%. Right. Everything's in the green again. So we will go and unload this. We'll see if this straw bale and a hay bale glitch clears when we log out at the end of the episode. Okay, there we go, unloaded. I want to know what we're going to do with these phantom bales now. The one in the front I think actually is a legit bale. Might have to work out what we're going to do with that. But I think these ones that are sitting inside might just be figments of our imagination. Let me try and get this one out of here. I think I might be on hiding to nothing, to be honest. Okay, so interestingly, I've just climbed into the thing. Look, you can still touch them, and if you lift them up and move them about, they disappear. So these are maybe overfilled. Or they've not had time to turn from bales to straw and hay piles. So we're gonna leave them like so, and the next time we need to top up with silage, we'll see what's happened. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on that, but it's good to know. Maybe it's even double counting. We need to be careful of that as well. Just need to make sure that they're properly disintegrated before we add any more to it. But that's working well, exactly how I wanted it to, so that is exciting. So for now, we'll just leave that probably down the side of the shed here, actually. Pop some silage in it next time. Like I said, we need to keep an eye on how much those cows are eating, because we barely touch the surface of the capacity of that feed trough, so interesting. For only 30 cows, that's interesting. But there we go, parked up. Let's go and get the John Deere, because I do believe our little worker has finished in that field, and we'll bring that home as well. So here we go, walking up to him. If you can see down in the bottom corner there in Precision Farming, our nitrogen is now absolutely perfect, which is brilliant. So also worth noting that my weeding has gone. It was there for a second. There's a bit of weeding there. Why is it saying weeds there? We may have a small patch of weeds there. So I must touch on that, actually. A few people put in the comments after the last episode, why are you bothering to weed and then plough? Ploughing gets rid of weeds anyway. Now, I had read somewhere that actually you get another 5% bonus if you weed before you plough. If you plough under weeds, it's a 15% bonus. If you weed and then plough, it was 20. Now, I don't know if that's right or not. I just read that somewhere. So that was my thought process behind it. But good to know, and it's probably something to keep an eye on, actually. What we'll do when we plough under the soybean fields over there is we won't do it. We'll plough under any weeds that are in them, and we'll see what happens there. As you can see, there's a few rocks here as well. We'll need to get the roller out at some point and get those done. But again, yield bonus for that, which is good. And as I said, this needs lime on it. As you can see, the pH value is bad. Now, I'm interested to know if there is a difference in putting lime on post-seeding versus putting lime on before. Other than visually, of course. So this is ready to be limed in the next episode as well. Gonna need some more equipment, another piece of equipment required. But I do already have a nice little fertilizer spreader marked out for that. So we are done here. That was most enjoyable. Tractor looks good there. Nice to have bought this new seeder as well. And also, we are making so much money from the whiskey, which is helping fund the farm at the moment, which is great. So, we'll run this back to the yard. I want to say a big thank you to you all for watching. I'm really enjoying playing this, to be honest, and it takes a while to film these because I'm really enjoying just driving the tractors and getting things done. So, thank you all very, very much for watching. Of course, it's Farmcon this weekend, so the schedule may be a little bit up in the air, but there might be some interesting, different stuff coming to the channel. But from me, for now, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now.